Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to you all to our YouTube channel. This is Sagar and we are doing a series of videos to help Nepali students get better scores in their IELTS examination. I have a teaching experience about 7 years and I want to share that with you so that you guys can get better scores in IELTS examination and make your dreams come true. So, in this video, I'm going to be focusing on the speaking module of IELTS, and in particular, I would like to talk to you about the marking criteria that British Council uses to evaluate your speech. So if you guys are thinking that the examiner hears your speech and then says, let's give him 5, no, it's not the case. They check your speech in a very structured manner. They use 4 marking criteria. And I want you guys to be familiar with all of them so that you can get very high scores in your IELTS examination. So let's begin. The first criteria is fluency and coherence. So if you've noticed, there are 2 words here, fluency and coherence. Since it is the speaking module, obviously a fluent speech is very important. But in addition to fluent speech, you must make sure that your speech is coherent, meaning it has to be a structured speech and it has to have connectives every now and then, which will make sure you get very good scores. The second marking criteria that they have is lexical resources. In general terms, lexical resources can be referred to as vocabulary. So if you can use better words instead of saying food, for example, if you could say cuisine. So instead of saying I want to start my own business, you could say I want to be an entrepreneur. These small changes make big differences to your marks under this particular marking criteria. The third aspect that they look for is grammatical range and accuracy. So once again, there are 2 aspects, range and then accuracy. So it is not just about being accurate. If you keep producing short sentences, you might be very accurate. Let's say, I love football, I also love cricket, I also love basketball, and I also love table tennis. So, those are correct sentences, but they are way too short and you did not manage to show diversity in your speech. Means you don't get marked for grammatical range. So you have to make sure you produce sentences that are diverse in nature. Use passive voice at times. Use different structures, put the subject up front at times. Play around with your sentences and make sure you give them diversity. The last criteria that they have is pronunciation. Here, they want to make sure your speech is understandable, a general person can understand what you're trying to say, and at the same time, they also look for another aspect, which is if your speech sounds mechanical or not. If you speak at the flat tone or the same tone throughout the test, it will mean that you either have memorized or you are not confident enough to express yourself. So it's almost like talking in our local language. We get excited when we talk about things that we love. So show the same excitement, be natural. And that should cover pronunciation aspect of the speaking module. A couple of quick things that I would like to talk about before leaving today are the duration of the test, which is generally either 11 minutes or it can go up to 14 minutes. But that's the maximum limit. They don't take examinations for more than 14 minutes. And the other thing that you should know about is these parts of the speaking test. It is conducted in 3 different parts. Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3. Part 1 is a very general question and answer about yourself, your preferences, what things do you like, your hometown for example. And Part 2 is a speech. You have to produce a speech of 2 minutes approximately, and they give you 1 minute to take some quick notes before you start speaking. So when you speak, you will have the question right in front of you. You can also have your note in front of you, and then you can start speaking by looking at both of those things. And the last section, or the third part, is a general discussion. It's more like a discussion where broad topics are brought up. It's not going to be about your hometown or about your favorite music. It's going to be very generalized. So let's say if you get a question that tells you to talk about your favorite restaurant in the second section, the third section questions are very likely to be about food, hygiene, or even food industry in general. So they generalize the topic of second section and then use it for discussion in the third section. I hope you guys found this video helpful. We will be making a lot more videos. I will be making some other videos which will discuss in very detail about these 4 aspects. Do make sure you view those videos so that you can get better idea about what is being tested. And I would like to say thank you very much for watching this video. Do make sure you subscribe to our channel to get updated information about IELTS. Thank you.